What's going on? It's Josh Schuback, and you're tuned into Do Over Don't.
Drowning in this Remy, trying to numb the pain. I hate the shit it put me through, but I still love the game. Lost Mecca, that shit hit me like a hurricane. And C's left Haiti 6 days before the hurricane. Fuck am I to do? I take a shot or two.
What's good, Do Over Don't? Purple World, episode 23. And today we're here with Josh Schuback, whose name I did not say wrong. Mackie.
No, you said it wrong.
Schuback.
Schuback.
I still said it.
Just the two items, man. It's shoe and a back.
Schuback. What's good?
There you go.
What's going on,
man?
And I got Nick's here. I forgot to say that. What's up?
Chilling. Excited to see this place. Fucking dope. Like, no, you guys really did a great job. Like, just everything. The studio layout to, like, the decorations.
Appreciate
Fire.
you.
The vibes are great here.
Appreciate you. What's going on at Phoinex, though? You've been staying busy?
Making moves. We just finished renovating our B room.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
You got some new speakers, right?
Yeah. Got the Augsburger 12-inch subs, which bang. So very excited. And we're trying to get the like tops for them soon. So
that's fire.
Yeah, things are moving in the right direction.
That's fire.
Kind of like feels like now it's not really like an A room and a B room. It's just like two A rooms. Two A rooms, yeah, which is the goal.
That's gas. You guys only have those two, right?
Yeah.
That's fire though.
We got a little room upstairs that people used to cook up, but like you can't record in there.
You can't record in there.
Yeah.
That's fire though. That both of them are.
Yeah. Got
Even
the Augsburger. Yeah, it feels great. We all like literally the whole team was there like 3 days last week, just putting in mad work, like finishing the room. Like painting, rewiring.
Don't you guys have like a little video area out there too now?
Yeah, we do. We got that like white wall space.
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember seeing that a while ago. I gotta go over there still. Literally,
have you never been?
No, literally everyone else but
literally
me.
Whenever.
No, I gotta go. I want to book like a DOD session over there.
Okay, hell yeah.
Do one over there,
Super
but
cool.
I gotta stop by.
Definitely.
But how'd you? Well, no. Before we say how you got to working at Phoinex in general, where'd you grow up?
I'm from, I guess you could. Like north of New York City in New York.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
Yeah,
I don't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. I had no idea
it's
either.
a small town called Armonk. It's like 10,000 people.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So how'd you end up here in Mass?
I went to Tufts undergrad.
So you didn't move to Mass until college?
Yeah, 2016.
Damn.
And then was just going to school. Always fucked with music though. Like played the piano growing up and shit. And then 2018, I was like taking a couple music classes at Tufts, and I liked it. And I asked the professor like, what do I do to like be a musician? And he was like, go be an intern at a recording studio. Hit up like 20 recording studios, and they all sucked except for John.
Did you intern at any other ones?
No,
before Phoinex?
I went for like interviews and shit, but like they were like, oh, you can't read sheet music? Like get the fuck out. So yeah, not my vibe.
Jesus.
And then I show up to John, like my resume printed out and shit, and you know John, he's like, smoke weed? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, this is where I need to be. And then that first day, I stayed for like 12 hours. My friends were texting me like, you good, bro?
So you weren't like Mackie having to bang on the door?
I had to bang on the door. The first time I went, nobody was there. John was like, yeah, I'm actually in Atlanta right now with Jeezy. So come back in a week. Yeah. Oh, you got to bang on the door a couple of times. You'll see with Phoinex, like, it's in a warehouse space. And the door's kind of like low key, you know what I mean? So it's not obvious that you're like, I didn't know I was there. I was like, is this the right place? And all the lights are off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think he's expecting me. And then, yeah. But yeah, so I was like, that was my sophomore year of college. Started interning and shit. And like end of my sophomore year. And I would walk from Tufts to the studio.
What the hell?
Yeah, with my guitar.
How long of a walk is that?
Like 45 minutes.
Jesus.
Yeah. But it was like spring and it was nice.
Okay.
I wasn't going every day. Probably like 2-3 times a week. And then that summer,
Christ.
I literally went every day.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Did you have any engineering experience beforehand?
Nope.
So none whatsoever?
Lied to John.
You lied to him?
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I use Pro Tools all the time. And he was like, awesome. He started showing me all this stuff, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And then he very quickly figured out that I didn't know anything.
So you
like,
just faked it, and then you caught on pretty quick?
I like used FL. I'd been like cooking up in my dorm room and shit.
So you were making beats before you were
Yeah, I was making beats.
Okay.
Very bad beats. But yeah, I just fell in love with the engineering shit like almost right away. I just didn't know it existed, you know what I mean? I didn't know that role existed, like the guy who makes it like sound clean and professional.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's sick.
So you liked engineering more than producing?
Probably equal. Because I see them as like one thing, you know what I mean? Like my favorite shit, there's a couple artists who I like work really closely with, and I'll produce and then mix the stuff. And it's all like the same process. Like I'm starting to mix as we're recording, whereas I'm producing, and I'm still producing as I'm mixing, whether I'm like adding something or whatnot. So that's like really where I want to be, where I'm doing both all the time.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire. How old were you when you made your first beat?
Yeah. I started making like EDM music in high school.
Bro, why does everyone start with fucking EDM, bro?
I don't know. I had such an EDM phase in high school. I was listening to like Hardwell and Alesso and all those guys.
Skrillex.
Yeah, Skrillex. But yeah, instead of like doing my homework, I'd just like pull up FL. But I like had no idea what I was doing. I like couldn't, do you use FL ever?
Yeah.
I couldn't get out of the pattern window.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't know about like the sequencer.
That's bad.
So I just make like one drum pattern that would go on for 4 bars.
Yeah, there's someone in the other room the other day was literally just trying to make a beat, and they're using the stepper for everything.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was doing.
They couldn't even open the piano roll. They're literally just like putting in sounds with the piano roll, like literally like instrument sounds, like fucking pianos and synths with the stepper. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna help you out real quick. Like open the piano roll, like
changed their whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the greatest investments I ever made was like at the end of my senior year of high school, I bought FL, and that's like unlimited licenses.
Yeah.
So like, I'm confident I would say like 10 to 15% of like the Boston production community has my license of FL Studio. Because people just who come through, I'm just like, I'll give it to you. I don't give a shit. Like,
That's bad funny.
Yeah.
What the fuck, bro?
Yeah. I don't know. They might have changed it now, but when I bought it, it was like unlimited licenses.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I feel like.
My license is weird. I bought like the $200 one, so like I don't have like all like the plugins and stuff. Yeah. So like I have to like purchase some plugins like as I'm going, like the crazy. FL ones. It's weird, but Sully bought like the all out like FL package. Yeah, he has like everything. Yeah, but
that's what I bought. I think that was like my graduation gift.
That's just crazy
from high school. Yeah. Wow, that feels like forever ago now.
Do you feel like learning how to engineer made your beats a lot better? Because you said you were making trash beats beforehand.
Yeah, 100%.
Got those 808s kicking.
Yeah, literally do. The main thing is just volume. Like, that's like the most powerful tool as a mixer, and arguably as a producer, probably not. But like, yeah, just learning how to level shit correctly. All my beats started sounding way better. Yeah.
And plus, like, I'm sure now, like, you're always dropping beat stems into Pro Tools, which is just like lot. Yeah. It got everything right there, and it's just
more
like
organized.
Yeah, more organized and
exactly
make it sound more cohesive.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
that's how we should be doing every song. I know. That's how we should be.
Yeah, you gotta get away from the 2 tracks. You gotta try and like force artists to get beat stems.
Yeah,
literally. Mm-hmm. But what was like the journey like working at Phoinex compared to that kid that knew absolutely nothing to?
John hated me for the first 2 months. Yeah. Literally did not like me. I don't know why exactly, but like 6 months into being there, he was like, I hated you, right? And I was like, what?
You just said it out of nowhere?
Yeah, like literally, we're just like chilling in the room one day. And then by that point, we were super cool, but like, he's like, yeah, I hated you for the first 2 months. I was like, why? And he was like, I don't know. But yeah, I just loved being there. Just like seeing music be made. I was like, what? This is the best thing ever. So I would just go all the time, skip class a little bit, And then when school ended, I just stayed in Boston that summer, got like a part-time job at Tufts. And when I wasn't working, I was at the studio. Like literally, that was my life.
Like every single day.
Every single day. Like I ended up getting fired from the job.
Damn, because you were at the studio too much?
Yeah, and I started missing work shifts, and I was sleeping during work.
Jesus.
It was like a desk job, so. But, yeah, that summer was when it really became like I could do this type thing. You know what I mean? Because the first couple months I was going, it was like, this is cool, go to a music studio, learn some stuff. Then it became like, oh, I could really do this. And John, he's so, like, willing to just, like, trust people and give them responsibility. You know what I mean? Like, that's, like, his, like, management style, I guess you could say. Like,
so he just left a lot of things in your hands?
Yeah, like, he'll just throw people into the deep end.
Damn.
And, you kind of sink or swim. So that's, like, he gave me a lot of, like, opportunities and, like, responsibility pretty early on. And I was able to just, like, develop really fast.
You see a lot of people sink?
Yeah, a couple sink. Got a couple interns who are sinking as we speak.
Couple sink.
Not going to name any names. They know who they are.
Yeah. Well, obviously, you're floating.
Yeah.
Not even floating. I'd say you're out the water.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, I remember the day I did my first session, which is crazy.
Who was it?
Who?
Yeah.
Tony Spinola.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah, I think he like moved away.
Huh.
He comes back sometimes, but I think he's in Miami most of the time. like old Phoinex Down client, paid me in like weed. It was like 4 a.m. I remember I was so excited. John called me. It was July 17th. I remember the day. And he was like, "You want to do a session?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, be at the studio at 4 a.m. with Tony Spinola for as long as he wants."
How long did you like sit behind John before you were in your first session?
Like 4 months probably.
Yeah.
But like once my sophomore year of school ended, I literally was there every day.
Yeah. So
so you know what I mean? It wasn't like some once, twice a week shit.
Yeah. So you felt ready when you were in your first session.
Yeah. I mean, I was definitely nervous. Like, it's funny though. Like, I'm sure you can relate the little things that you get nervous about when they like pull a beat up on YouTube and you're like, "Fuck, how do I convert the beat to an MP3?" Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, man, you do it, you get better at it.
Yeah.
You know, you learn the process, and you just keep going. Yeah. And when I started at Phoinex, I should say it was so different than what it's like now. Like, it was literally just John in one room and Alex in the other room.
Really?
Yeah, and that was it. There was like no other interns.
Damn.
I was the only intern.
I thought there was interns.
No.
So you were like the first like Phoinex Down intern?
He had interns before me, but like at that time I was there, I was the only one. So I like got all like the attention, you know what I mean? Like you didn't have other people to teach and shit. We didn't have a schedule.
What, like five-ish years ago?
4 years ago.
Was it like
2018?
Because I know like the few times, well, I've been there like a handful of times, but obviously like it's literally like booked out like.
Yeah, it wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that.
It wasn't like that. Yeah, which is crazy. Yeah. Like knowing what it's like now. Yeah. Like John was doing his thing in the A room, booked all the time, but the B room was much more open. People would come chill in the live room, like way different vibe.
Wow.
Yeah, and also John's gone half the time with Jeezy. So when John was gone,
it was just you running it.
Not at that point. No, I was still an intern, but it was just like kind of like, yeah, you know, boss is gone. Things got interesting.
Yeah. What about now though? Because John's over in LA, so it's like basically you running shit from what I've heard.
Yeah. So John moved to LA in September, and then since then I've been running the studio, which has been a whole different experience. Because it's just like learning like managerial skills and like leadership skills and like personal skills. You know what I mean? Not related to music at all, but like super happy for the opportunity because that shit I just feel like is a great skill set that I now have. Definitely tough though, because like
stressful.
Yeah, you can relate. You know, it's constant. It feels like there's no like clocking out.
Literally.
Even when like you're not there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like you could always get a call or a text that needs your attention.
Yeah.
8 a.m., 4 a.m. doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been trying to strike that work-life balance, but yeah, like I said, John, guy to give a lot of trust, and he moved to LA and was like, "You got it."
Just like watch over the place.
Yeah, and it's been going well, and we got such a good team. I love all the people we got there, and like everybody knows what they're supposed to do and sticks to their shit. So I don't have to like be on top of people too much.
Yeah, it's not like you're babysitting a bunch of people.
Yeah, except Mackie. Gotta keep him in line now. He's great.
Yo, Mackie, you won the bet. Mackie won the bet. I forgot that he put a bet on that.
What did he bet?
That I would say your name wrong.
Oh, yeah. He told me, too. He's like, I corrected him, and he's probably going to say it wrong.
Yep. He literally told me. I'm pretty sure he made a bet with me. He's like, yo, you owe me something if you say it wrong.
Couple free hours.
I don't know what it was, but I'll have to ask him.
Yeah, I feel like we got a good team right now at Phoinex Down. Everybody's, like, really clicking and getting their shit done and working. And, like, good mix of artists, producers, engineers. So, very excited for, like, what we got going on right now.
What are some of the artists that you like personally work with closely?
Definitely Millyz a lot. I recorded and mixed most of Blanco 5. A couple songs I didn't, but most of it is me. So for the past like 8 months, I've been going to New York probably once a month to work with him, and then he's been up here sometimes. So that's been a super great experience because I met so many people, like Gigs.
Yeah, from Drake and shit. Yeah,
met Gigs.
That's fucking
yeah, he was in the studio next to us, and they ended up just coming through. Just shit like that.
That's right.
And then shit like that is way more likely and like common in New York.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's been super dope. And through that, like the records I mixed on that project, Mozzie, Fabio, Jadakiss, a couple others, So super excited for that.
gas.
The Rosewood project that just dropped.
Rosewood Bape.
Yeah. You guys fuck with that one?
I didn't listen to the project yet. I didn't know.
I listened to a few tracks on it. It was pretty fire.
Yeah.
I swear my Instagram, my bad to cut you off. I swear Instagram hides like shit from me because people will drop projects and I will have no idea, even though I follow them. I just
dude, they need to go back to chronological shit.
Yeah, I know. Literally.
It's so annoying.
Literally, because it's like if you miss one day of shit, bro, you could miss a whole entire fucking project.
But I mixed that whole project.
That's gas.
Produced by my buddy, my like mentor in a way, John Glass, fucking homie, you know him, producer.
Glasshouse?
No, not Glass.
I don't
John,
know.
he just opened that studio. He might have called it Nowhere Studios. I can't remember the name right now.
Why do I feel like I've heard of that?
Forget where it is exactly, but
I feel like I've heard of that.
In Massachusetts?
Really good dude. Fucking great guy. Helped me out a lot when I was starting out. Super fire producer. He produced the whole tape and I mixed it.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's gas.
Yeah.
That's gas.
Got like these cool 80s like vibes. Like Rosewood's not rapping at all on the project.
Really?
It's all singing.
What the fuck?
Yeah, Tange did a couple videos for it.
Okay.
Yeah, Tange fucks with Rosewood a lot too.
I gotta see that shit. I've seen him on the Orange Room.
Yeah.
Definitely
Definitely check out the project. One Day and One Day is definitely a favorite.
I gotta peep that project.
Yeah.
I gotta peep that project.
Who else? And then a bunch of
Random people.
No, not random. I mean, there's so many names.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm gonna forget
people.
Like Wave Capone, he's fire.
Yep.
Work with him a lot. Yeah. He's a funny dude too.
Wave's funny as shit.
Studio sessions with Wave are pretty fun.
Funny as shit.
Geo, obviously you guys know.
Yeah.
Me and him go way back.
Happy Wave birthday.
Oh, when's his birthday?
Yeah.
Yesterday.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Damn, did not know that. Happy belated Geo. Yeah, that's me and him. Like, Geo was the first artist to ever get on one of my beats.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, dude. I was literally just like, cooking up in Phoenix when I was an intern, and he walked in. And he was like, "This you?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "This is fire," and then came back the next day and recorded on it.
Wow.
Still have that song somewhere.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, so always, gotta show love to Geo.
100%.
Trying to think who else I've been mixing a lot recently. No, I'm forgetting people.
Yeah.
There's this Afrobeat artist, YDA. I don't know if you guys ever heard of him. He does like pretty decent numbers, and he's fire. Just dropped a whole EP. Yeah, from out here that I mixed. And like Apple Music fucks with his shit a lot. Like, he gets put on mad playlists and shit through there.
Oh, that's what's up.
That's gas.
He's super fire. Low-key mixed like a decent amount of Afrobeat artists.
Really?
I don't know why. Because like I mixed one, and then he told his friends about me, and then it just spread. And shit's just such a vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, love
Gotta
mixing
tap
shit
them
like
in
that.
with stubborn.
Stubborn,
Oh, G Nipsey.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nipsey too.
I mixed this whole tape that's gonna come out.
Word.
Oh shit, Glock Boy.
Shit's fire.
Yeah, I fucking
he's
can't
different.
wait to hear.
He's just
I can't wait to hear.
Yeah, that voice.
Shit.
Oh my god. It's just like that's really him. You know what I mean?
Nah, I don't.
Like
he's another cool dude.
Yeah, he's cool. He came here, right?
Yeah,
I
did a podcast with him.
Hell
too.
yeah.
Bro, that's the thing. I like the artists doing like the street music, bro. You'd be thinking like, I don't like make a judgment of anybody before I meet them. I said that to somebody else. Like, I don't have any picture of them, but all of them end up being like the funniest, most like chill, laid back people, even though they be wild as shit in their music. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, no, I do think for most part the Boston music scene is like a lot of good dudes.
Yeah, everyone in it. That's what sucks about like all the little like dumbass beef shit and stuff, because it's like everyone here is good people working towards the same exact shit.
Everybody wants the same thing. But it's hard when you don't have like there's nobody to really look at and be like, oh, he did it, and we can follow that path. And there's definitely not a lot of eyeballs on Boston too. You know what I mean? Which is tough, because I think there's so much good music that comes out of here.
There is.
That just doesn't get the attention it deserves.
Bro, it's literally just a matter of time until A&R start popping out to shows and shit, and then it's just chain reaction. Like,
obviously, you can't like compare the two, because Chicago is such a bigger city than Boston. Have you guys like watched the Kanye doc yet?
Yeah.
I've watched the first episode.
I watched
Oh, yeah. In the first episode, he talks about how like Chicago artists get no love. Like nobody's looking out here for talent, all this stuff.
And he was the one to like do it.
And like since that, you know what I mean? Like I think of Chicago as this dope artist
Exactly.
city.
Everyone does.
But like back then, like they're late '90s.
Like
I guess it wasn't thought of like that.
Well, think about it. If you think about '90s era, you think about everyone from New York.
Right.
LA.
It was East Coast, West
Yeah.
Coast.
Yeah.
Like,
And
then down
South.
south. Yeah, down south. But you never heard about Chicago.
Right.
And it's like after, I didn't even realize that till I watched the Kanye documentary, actually.
Yeah.
Because I was literally like, yo, this makes sense, because Chicago, I never heard of anybody being from Chicago before Kanye, really.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, there's, like, jazz people and shit, I'm pretty sure. But when it comes to rap.
Now there's so many.
But that's why I was saying earlier, like, Blanco 5, bro. If Blanco 5 goes up, Millyz could be that person. Because Millyz is, like, the closest we have to that person right now. Because it's, like, obviously you have, like, Stiz, too. You got Geos. You got a bunch of people that are doing shit.
Yeah. But like, Millyz is the one who's, like, in Boston the most.
Yeah,
like,
he's
puts
the one.
on.
Yeah. Like, he's not even from Boston, too. He's from Cambridge. That's a crazy thing.
Yeah,
like,
CMB.
That's the biggest thing I like about Millyz, too, is the fact that he's more for putting on for the state. Like, it's not like he's trying to put on a block. It's not like he's trying to just put on, like, a town or claim in Boston. He's trying to put on the whole state. Like, he always is repping Massachusetts.
I have nothing but good things to say about him, man, since I worked with him. He's been so good to me, treat me, you know, as an engineer. Like, a lot of times artists don't treat you with respect.
Yeah.
Always shows me mad respect. Super easy dude to work with on top of that, which is just another plus. But, like, really is trying to do shit. Like, he'll have sessions and just have mad artists that he fucks with come and do hooks. He's like, if he fucks with it, I'm going to do a verse on it. And then it might be on my album. You know what I mean?
That's
and then,
great
like, for them.
You look through, like, I started listening to Millyz. What Blanco was it? Not 4, not 3. Blanco 2.
Okay.
The one with, like, Strawberry Goya.
Yeah.
And, like, since, like, Blanco 2, like, you can see, like, the artist beneath him who puts on, like, his projects. Like, he was throwing on D the Flyest. Like, he was throwing on G Nipsey. Like, throwing on Geo. And then, like, this past one, like, he put on Y Jizzle. Like, he does put on for the city a lot.
It's not out yet, but it's the podcast. Well, it will be out by the time this podcast comes out. And King and Shams, Sham told me a story of when he first started making music. I think it was Tander wanted him to meet Millyz, or Millyz wanted to meet Sham. And literally for one of the Millyz video, I heard Millyz just had like 15, 20 like random artists from around the city just pull up just to watch his music video and see how it was being made.
Yeah, no,
like,
he's trying to do right by everybody. And like, for that, you know what I mean? Got nothing but respect for that.
Yeah, I got mad respect for that, dude.
And this new album is gas. Mixes sound great.
Did you mix some of the last one too?
Only 2 on them.
Only 2 of them? Which
so,
2?
Fuck, what
See
are they
if they're
called?
one of my favorites.
The one with that girl, what's it called?
The one with the Asian Asian
No.
You can't. Oh, what the hell?
She's like a singer. Her name is like Jazzy.
Yes, Jazzy Amra. Right?
Yeah.
That track was hard.
Yeah. And the other one was called like, not Pressure. I don't remember. I'd have to look at the track list. I remember how it goes, but I am not going to sing it or rap it. So we can wait on that.
Okay.
But yeah, that was like right when I just started working with him, was literally when Blanco 4 was going to come out. And we did these 2 records. He was like, oh, yo, those are going to be on the project. And I was like, ooh. Let's go.
What's up?
That's gas. That's gas.
Yeah.
Besides Millyz though, and talking about the artists that you mixed for this project, you ran into a couple other people like Baby, Snoop at the Stew.
Yeah, I had a couple cool experiences like that. It's funny, COVID just like deaded all that shit because people weren't going on tour, you know what I mean? So people weren't coming through Boston as much. But pre-COVID, yeah, Baby coming through, staying for like a week was crazy.
I didn't even know he was there for a whole week.
Yeah, like that record he has with Stefflon Don, John and I mixed, super hype. Got my name on that.
That's gas.
That's crazy.
That's gas.
Worked on the record that he has on the Quality Control album. It's just like an 8-bar verse. But I think it's a City Girls song technically, with him and somebody else. But like worked on that. Such a cool experience.
That's gas.
Just the energy around the studio at that time. You know what I mean?
That must have been crazy.
Yeah.
That must have been crazy. What about Snoop?
Snoop was as cool as you think he'd be. Fucking Snoop D-O-double-G. Like coming in, mad nice. You know what I mean? He knows how like people are. Got the blunts with the glass tips.
Those are fire.
He's just I like the first time he came. Apparently, he had like come right from Julian Edelman's house because he's Snoop Dogg. So of course, and they were like, "Yo, put something on the TV," and I was like, "Okay." So I put Animal, like one of those like animal documentaries on. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, Animal
like Planet Earth type shit. Yeah. And I didn't know like there's like
always on over there.
There's like these videos of Snoop like narrating that shit. Have you seen this?
No.
On YouTube?
Dude, they're so funny. And he narrates like horseback riding. Like he'll narrate.
Yeah,
I might have seen them on like a meme page or something.
So I didn't know this, and he just starts doing it like in the middle of the session. He's like, "Damn, polar bear," about to die. Like just saying shit. And I was like, "Oh my god, I guess he likes it." And and then he came back the second time, and I remember he like called Ice Cube mid-session.
What the fuck?
Yeah, and I was just like, he's on the phone with Ice Cube. That's crazy.
Damn.
He's just mad cool, bro. Like, took pictures. You know what I mean? Super nice. Like.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fine.
He got his email. I got to send him some beats.
Spam that email with beats.
Yeah, Snoop, Baby, couple YSL people came through before. And then I've never met, but worked on stuff for Jeezy a lot before. He did a whole tape with this guy, Boston George.
Why have I heard? I feel like I've heard that name.
Probably have.
I feel like I have.
I don't know why. He's not from Boston.
Really?
No, I think he's from Atlanta. But they did a whole tape together. John and I co-mixed.
The fuck?
But yeah. Huh. So John for a point was like having his calls forwarded to me. And one morning I wake up and like my phone's ringing, but I just see a number and it says like Atlanta. I'm like, hello, and immediately the guy's like, who is this? And I'm like, who the fuck is this? And he's like, no, who the fuck is this? And I was like, who the fuck is this? And I hung up and I get to the studio and John's like, why did you yell at Jeezy?
Yo.
Yeah, I had a couple of those. And I was like, oh my God. So sorry.
What did Jeezy say about that?
When John told him the situation, he was laughing. He was like, that's not funny. He was like, don't have your calls forwarded for me. Like, take me off that shit. I need to have the direct line to John. But,
shit.
Yeah, another time when John was having his calls forwarded to me, it was like when we were working with Baby and shit. And Baby had recorded some records with Gucci. And Gucci, I guess, wanted like the files for the records. So his manager calls, and his manager's name is Fab. And another artist I worked with, his manager's name was Fab. So this guy goes, yo, it's Fab. And I was like, assuming it was the Fab I knew, I was like, yo, it's good, bro. How you doing? And he was kind of like, oh, I'm good, bro. Like, how you doing? And we like chopped it up for 10 minutes, just talking. And then finally he was like, so like I need those Gucci files sent. And I was like, what? Like, who are you? Like, who am I talking to? And he was like, it's Fab, Gucci's manager. And I was like, oh, yeah, of course.
Just act like.
Yeah. Gave me the email. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You seem like a goofball.
I'm definitely a bit of a goofball. Yeah. Definitely a bit of a goofball. It's fair to say. Yeah.
Bro, good
the call forwarding had to end, though. I was like, John, we can't do this anymore. Like, I can't be answering the phone.
Who the fuck is this? That's just
I was like, it was early, too. I had like just woken up, groggy, you know what I mean? Probably at the studio mad late the night before. Who's this? Like, don't talk to me. Like, Jeezy.
Bro. What other funny stories that you could tell on camera from the studio?
On camera?
On camera.
On camera. Trying to think.
It's like a light bulb's over your head.
During when Lil Baby came, I took. I don't like take Adderall or anything, but took it for like maybe the first time in my life. And John takes Adderall and has like, I think it's like 30 milligram extended release. So, you know, that shit hits. And I took one at like 10 p.m. Stayed up all night and made like 10 beats. But next day, Lil Baby comes back and looking for beats. And God bless John for this. He's like, yo, like we got some beats we could play you. Plays my beats. He fucks with one of them. And 42 Dugg was with him too the whole time. They were like on tour together.
Yeah.
And Lil Baby like did a little intro thing, and then 42 Dugg like made a whole song to the beat. Yeah. And I like hadn't slept yet, and I was like freaking out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, yo.
That song never come out?
Damn. Wish it did. Yeah.
Damn. That's good to know, though.
So many songs. That's what kills me about this shit. When so many songs get made, so many just like end up getting, you know what I mean? Pushed to the side. Yeah. Like you really.
Yeah, like as a producer engineer too, like. That just sucks because like you get so hype about some stuff and like it just never sees the light of day.
On those drive home when you're listening to your mixes and you're like, no, not that song, like that song. There's so many songs like that for artists from the city that I'm like, damn, I wish you dropped that.
Yeah, like, bro, motherfuckers just need to start. We always talk about it, bro, but people just need to drop music instead of just holding on to it for like
facts
years. Yeah. But also, it's so hard because like if you're a perfectionist.
Yeah, but at the same time, like. Not trying to be, I'm just gonna be blunt. Like nobody really cares about like if you don't have a real fan base yet, people don't care if you drop today, tomorrow, a week from now, a month from now, a year from now. So you might as well get it, you know, just get it going. Yeah. Like, there's
and you look
no
at, like,
reason to wait.
Millyz is a perfect example of that. Like he always has like his foot on the gas. Like he's dropping
Blanco 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Like I forget what year it was, but he was dropping like every 2 weeks. Like,
oh yeah,
it was crazy.
And he really like figured that out now. He's like, okay, so when I have something done and I'm getting ready to drop it, that's when I need to be working on the next thing so it can keep going. So you don't, because he knows you're at your hottest when you just drop.
Yeah.
And if you gotta wait because you're celebrating whatever, you know what I mean, you're gonna lose
fall
that.
off.
Yeah.
Like people drop one song, it does pretty well. And then they go away for like 4 months. And then they have to start the process over again.
All over again.
Yeah, it's like
you just lost all that momentum.
Yeah. I really try and like now give artists advice on that shit because I feel more comfortable doing so. And like I've seen what works for certain people. Yeah. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, like we were saying before, Boston hasn't had a lot of success, like major success. So it's hard for people to like have a roadmap for how to navigate this shit.
That's very true.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
such
what we're trying to change.
Yeah. And nowadays I feel like it's such a new scene because back in like 2018, 2019, when I first like started getting into like music and stuff, and like I paid very close attention to like the Boston music scene, like the Massachusetts music scene, and like the people that I was paying attention to back then, like some of them have just like gone completely. Like I remember, I don't know if you remember. Do you remember the collective Deadlock Riot?
Bro, I was just thinking about that. I was just gonna ask you. You brought that up, bro. I was asking Sam about that shit.
Deadlock Riot was crazy.
Deadlock Riot.
Deadlock Riot.
Riot.
So it was like a collective back in like I think it was like 2018, 2019, but it was like Tange, you had King, Mosa at one point.
Oh, word.
I never heard
it was
about
crazy. Like Fix Coop.
Fast Coop.
Is that it? I forget his name. There was a bunch of people at this time, and it was like
word.
It was back when Mosa was working. He dropped that video. I think it was with Tange, the like September or whatever.
Mosa was one of the first sessions I ever saw at Phoinex, and I think he was like 16, 17 at the time. I was like, this kid's fucking fire.
Yeah. Nah, he was.
Then he just like dipped.
He was the first person I like was like, oh my god, from Boston. I was like, this dude is hard. Like I actually bought a feature from him my senior year of high school. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I still have it to this day. It was
Hell
like literally like $200, and I can't imagine his feature price nowadays. Like probably
dude, I'm constantly hitting him up on Instagram. Mosa, if you see this, let me mix your music. God damn it! If Mike Dean is busy, I got you. I literally tell him that, like, because I like kind of know him because he's close with Gio and shit. So he knows who I am, and like obviously I know who he is.
Yo, if you're watching this, you owe me money for Wendy's. Even though you don't remember that, like $70. I got him and all his boys like $70 worth of Wendy's.
Steep Wendy's bill,
and I forgot to ask for the money.
That's tough. Yeah, give him the $70 and let me mix your songs, bro. Come on.
No, you could just let Josh mix it, and that makes up for the $70.
I appreciate that.
Nah, Deadlock Riot. It was
that's
like a crazy collective,
group,
and it was absurd.
So dope,
and then
bro.
like it just like kind of just like, well, I'm gonna guess people went their separate ways.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, people ended up going like I don't know. Tange obviously took off of Millyz, and then like I don't know, but yeah, it was a very cool collective, and like every artist and like creative in it was like super hard, super fire. But yeah, that's crazy that you never heard of that.
Well, that's my like Boston music knowledge really starts in 2018. Like,
okay,
you know what I mean? Because that's when I got on the scene here. So anything before that, I kind of just don't know.
Yeah. Gotcha.
That shit sounds so crazy though, bro.
I'm gonna look up the Instagram.
Look it up after.
Yeah, I
wish,
wonder if it still exists. Like not the group, but like the Instagram.
Yeah. No, I'm sure like if you asked Tange like about Deadlock Riot, he would probably remember like about that shit. Well, obviously he was like a part of it.
I still find it crazy that Tange used to have a fucking studio.
Yeah, because he started off making music, right?
Yeah. Like, and he was an engineer after, right?
I don't know if he ever engineered. He definitely didn't.
I don't know.
He doesn't know anything about engineering.
I know, like King and shit. King was like, "Yeah, we would record in Tange's basement." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, maybe it was his basement, but I don't think he was engineering.
Huh? I know he had the studio set up.
But what was I gonna say? I feel like every videographer low key made music first. Sandro's.
Yeah, and he's still be making music.
Yeah.
He's about to drop a project, bro. Yeah, he was playing into me. I'm like, why you be making better music than some of the artists that are taking this shit like
some artists that he does videos for now like want to do songs with him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I just always got to produce and then he's the triple threat.
I told him that too. I literally told him that too.
I don't think I've seen anybody do that who's like produced artists and did their own video.
Does
that would be crazy.
Produce?
No. He brings Rozzy with him.
We had this Moroccan dude that records here. And he films his own videos, bro. Fire. It's like the most crazy shit. You literally will just set the camera down. He has like his little brother like press record for him, but he directs the whole thing. He has like the camera flipped out. It's
that's
shit.
sick. I would love to see what a Xandros visual would look like for a Xandros song.
I want to see him do that so bad too. That shit would be crazy. That shit would be crazy.
Yeah, dude, like the Boston music scene, even since I've seen it, has changed so much.
So much. It's like absurd.
You got these little pockets now, which is dope. You know what I mean? People like trying to tap into different sounds, like the shit Mackie and Johnny are on. Like, there's not a lot of people doing shit like that. There's a couple, but like, you know what I mean? And you got people making very different types of music, which is lit. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's how it should be.
Yeah.
Everybody, like, we should encourage uniqueness. Like, I feel like when I showed up, everybody was trying to fit into like a certain pocket, which is not good because, you know.
And like, I don't know, I feel like Millyz always says like it's not Boston, it's Massachusetts, blah blah blah. But like Brockton really like has come through and like made a huge impact. Like I was following Van Buren like 2018, like right when We Are dropped like Gossip, like and like to see Van Buren like from when I started first following them to now, it's like crazy. Oh my
like people
God.
just know Van Buren now. You know what I mean? Bro. Like not from Massachusetts, I'm saying.
Like all around.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, they're really going up.
Yeah.
Wait. I forgot to fucking say this. I don't even think I told you this story, but there was someone from Brockton. Oh, it was that dude that worked at Nightbird. There's some random dude that worked at Sound Lab or some shit at Nightbird in LA, and he recognized me, and he knew what VB was.
Really?
Yeah.
They go out. Like they've done shows in LA and shit.
Yeah, no.
That like kind of makes sense.
Van Buren is fucking crazy. Brockton got the.
They got
the very creative city.
Yeah, like
and it's a very tight linked community. Like that's where I started. My first ever time recording was at Sound Lab.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and then I started going to there was that big arts building in Brockton. I don't know if you've ever been over there. The Stacey Adams
I know.
Oh, I think my boy Neezy has a little spot in there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of studios in there. And
everyone's studios.
Yeah. That's when I started. Like that's where I literally like I did my entire first project out of that place, and it was like all the people you'd see that just like all from Brockton. They're all like good people, like welcoming. Like it was just like I don't know. Brockton's a very cool city that I feel like doesn't. Well, now it's getting the love. But like I feel like it wasn't for a while.
Yeah, and they're very. I feel like everybody from Brockton, as they should be, is very quick to point out that they're from Brockton.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Like at the VB show, like they were literally saying
I forget ETM from Brockton. No, I'm not from Boston.
Yeah. They all make sure they fucking put off Brockton, which is crazy. And even like BTL too. Like they make sure that they'll like we're from Brockton.
Yeah. Love all those guys.
There's mad other people I'm forgetting about from Brockton. I feel bad right now. There's a lot of motherfuckers.
Worcester's got a little vibe too.
I haven't
made my way out there yet, or like really.
I mean, obviously Joyner's out there.
Yeah.
And then King OSF.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
He performed at Joyner Fest.
He did?
Yeah.
That's what I know.
Kari is a fire artist.
Oh, I know Kari.
He's from Worcester?
Yeah.
I don't know
KH.
KHARI. He's with like the Exposed TV people.
Oh, it might be a different Kari.
Is it IE at the end?
Does he have like something?
It's definitely a different
person.
Does he go by like?
No, I think it's not IE.
Yeah, it's definitely this guy. Yeah, it's definitely a different guy.
Huh. Damn. Yeah. That's awkward.
But the Kari from Worcester is fire.
Huh.
I gotta shout out my boy Heath. I doubt you guys have heard of him. So like my taste, like my love of music is really more of like an indie pop sound. That's like what I love to make, like production wise, like what I hope to work on more. There's not a ton of that around here. I mean, like, Phoinex Down, we're mostly doing hip hop, which I love hip hop, but like if I were to make a song, it's not gonna be a hip hop song probably. And like the artist I work closely with and the most with is this kid Heath. His real name is Josh, but he goes by Heath, and he's from Boston originally, moved to Miami though. Super fire. Just got signed recently to Sony.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah. And I mix all the shit and produce like probably like half of it.
That's gas. That's gas.
Yeah, that's like my guy. He's like my age.
That's fire.
Yeah, I'm going to visit him like next month.
That's
cook
fire.
up and shit. He was just up here too.
That's fire. Yeah. It's crazy how like quick shit could change.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And that's dope. Wait, so he's from out here?
Yeah, he's from he spent some time in Plymouth and then somewhere else, but
bro, it's all the people that just do their own thing that are going on, like up. Because think about like Token.
Right.
Dude, Token low key, bro. Like,
yeah,
he's like on the same platform as Millyz. Like, I feel like Like, I feel like Token does not get enough credit for where
people
he's
just
at.
don't say his name. It's crazy.
Especially that you heard that show with JID.
No, I didn't listen to the new project.
New project was dope.
Yeah,
new project.
I gotta give it
dope.
a listen.
The video with Rico Nasty was fucking crazy.
I saw the video of Rico Nasty.
That video was crazy.
Yeah,
that video was crazy.
But like, yeah, like most people have never heard of Heath because, and he's talked about this. Like, he didn't fit in here. You know what I mean? Because he's got this unique sound, and it's more like guitar driven and like poppy, and like he would go to studios and literally feel like self-conscious about recording because he wasn't rapping. You know what I mean? And like, but he's like, most of his songs have like 300,000+ streams.
Jesus.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
That's fire.
Now on Sony's label, like on their roster.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Besides that though, like, what are your thoughts? Obviously, you said you've seen the scene change a lot, but what are your thoughts on like the scene overall over here? What do you think we're missing?
A lot of things.
A lot.
I think we're missing more venues where local artists can perform regularly and build a fan base.
That's a big one.
You got the Middle East, and that's kind of it. Brian Music Hall, I guess, but like it's a little tougher to book out and shit. And I feel like people really forget about this. Like, when you ask the average person about the Boston music scene, their first thought is Berkeley. It's not about what we're doing. You know what I mean? It's not about Do Over Don't or Phoinex Down or like the hip hop scene. You know, because that's what the average person assumes. Which is just, I feel like there's a huge disconnect there, you know, between that and like what's really happening in the city and who's making moves and who's making noise. Usually not kids from Berkeley, with all due respect. So I think that, like, the misconception of Boston as a musical city, the show thing, I definitely think more people working together.
That's a big one.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
I definitely think that needs to change. Because, like, when I look at any city and I see that these artists who are, like, now big fuck with each other, and they've been fucking with each other, it's like, you know what I mean? Like Thugg back in the day in Atlanta with, like, Rich Homie Quan and whoever, you know what I mean? And, like, every city I feel like has that. And, like, you just elevate each other. Literally. And this city needs more of that.
Literally.
More camaraderie.
Yeah, definitely more camaraderie. I do think it's changing, though.
I think it is, too. I think it's taking steps in the right direction, at least.
Yeah.
To say the least.
Definitely want to... We should talk about this more later, but try and do, like, you know... I know you guys already try and do some of this stuff, like writers' camps and, like, stuff like that. Yeah. Just get people who you fuck with in a room together and see what happens.
Literally.
That's really it.
That's what we do best. No bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what we do best.
I don't know, because, like, the first DOD, like, album we did in Charlton was what, like, November of, like, 2021?
Yeah, 2020? It was 2020.
Yeah, 2020. Literally, like, and I didn't know most of these people from, like, a hole in the wall.
That's when Do Over Don't click to you, too, because no one knew what the fuck I was trying to do with this shit.
So he pulled, like, 30... Probably like 40
some
odd.
Like 40, 50 people that first.
Like 40, 50 some odd creatives to the middle of nowhere.
I rented a whole campground.
Yeah, and we just fire.
Set up just like home studio setups in the place. And like I ended up meeting some of like the best relationships I have like to date.
Hell yeah.
Like right in that spot. And like going in, like I kind of had like a little bit of a mindset of like, oh, this is going to be like a little weird. There's going to be a bunch of people I don't know. But like I ended up having like a awesome relationship with like all those people now, and it's just like it can happen like that.
I'm tight. You texted me about the one this year.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I did.
And I was kind of like, oh no. And Mackie and Johnny went, and they were like, dude, that shit was awesome. And I was like, fuck.
I threw it out there last minute too. I was like,
it was a little bit last minute, but I'm so down for shit like that.
Yeah,
and I want Phoinex to be a part of that too, because
I'm hit.
We're gonna do another one soon. We need to do.
Hell yeah, no, we should definitely talk more about that.
We need to do another one.
Well, more of that collaboration, more of that, like, we're in this together spirit. Like, let's all just uplift each other and like, make this shit lit.
Like, that's what needs to happen, bro. If just everyone worked, like, we're in sync with each other. Obviously, it's not like we're, like, sitting here like, oh, everyone from our studio go to Phoinex. But, like, it's a good relationship. Like, some of our clients, most of our clients do go to each other's studios. Now that I'm thinking about it, like, all the people that are taking shit serious, they go to both of our studios. But it's like, if all studios could be like this, all artists, obviously it's a perfect world. I always talk about this, and people call me fucking crazy when I talk about it. But everything would work so much better, like, just for the artists, like, artists that have beef with people.
There's enough for everybody to eat, like,
bro.
Not for nothing, like, You know what I mean? I gave this kid a lot of sauce on the engineering side.
He did, 100%.
I saw your template. It looked very similar.
In general,
very similar. But that's how knowledge is not owned by anybody. You know what I mean? It's not mine to hold, and it's not mine to like.
I remember hitting you up like the first time when like AJ like give me your info and stuff, and I was like, I'm like, oh, like, cause I'm used to like having, cause before like I had done like one-on-ones with a few engineers, but like I was paying them,
right?
And you were like, no, just come like chill, and I was like.
I'm not going to charge you for that. You know what I mean?
This is crazy.
Clean up, take the trash out for me, and dude, you stay as long as you want.
Like, I was like, this is so dope.
Yeah.
Like,
no, but that's how it should be, because like that's just good energy that's going to come back around. You know what I mean? Even the fact that we're all sitting here right now.
Yeah.
Like,
very true.
Yeah, and definitely feel that. But some studios be salty in the city. Yeah.
It's good karma.
Good karma. Bro, not even just like there's just a bunch of weirdos, bro, everywhere you go. Like LA,
that's not specific to Boston.
Yeah, like everyone thinks it's just Boston, but like you go to LA got the weirdest motherfuckers, bro. I be dissing LA now, looking. Like
I was just out there, bro.
Bro, like
I loved it.
I love it, but the thing is, it's dope because you have so many other people like us that are like chasing the dream and shit.
Yeah.
But also with it, you have so many of the fucking bad people that are like us. People that are in it for the wrong reasons. These fake motherfuckers, bro, that will literally just act like a different person for an opportunity, whatever the fuck, like get whatever out of you. But
I was just you guys ever heard of Crumb, the band?
No.
They're like CRUMB, Crumb. They all met up in Boston. Like that's where they all met and formed. But they live in New York now, but like do a lot of their work in LA.
That's crazy.
I was just out there like recording their next project.
That's
they're like 2 million monthly listeners.
It's like live instruments and shit.
Oh yeah.
So
dude, such a breath of fresh air.
You like doing that shit?
Love doing that shit. That's what I'm saying. Like that's where my like
passion is.
Sensibilities lie at the end of the day. Because that's what I grew up listening to. Remember, like I didn't really listen to hip hop till like 7th grade. A friend came over and showed me like Real Motherfucking G's by Eazy-E. And I was like, what is this? We're on like an iTouch. Dissing Dr. Dre. But yeah, like that stuff is like what I love. Because I've been playing piano since I was like 6. Not like crazy good or anything, but like always played.
You play any other instruments?
I taught myself how to play guitar. Okay. Not well, but I can play. A little bit of bass. Because it's similar enough, yeah. So like, yeah, that's the shit that I just gravitate towards. So working with Crumb is like I had 30 mics going at one time.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. DIs on synths, you know, running effects live, like just such a different, using a lot of analog gear.
Yeah.
Such a breath of fresh air, but super fire experience.
Yeah, that's like, I don't know if you've ever heard of, it's in Rockland, so maybe not, of 37 Foot Productions. It's a Berkeley dude that runs it. His name's Sean McLaughlin.
Oh, I have heard of this spot. Did he like low-key win a Grammy for something? Or nominated for a Grammy?
I think so. He used to work for Death Row.
Oh.
So he's in an arts building, so I went over there for like an open arts day one time, and like I actually got to step in his studio, and there's just a wall full of external software. And I was like, oh my God.
Not software, hardware.
Oh, yeah, my bad. External hardware, my bad. But I was like, oh my God. And I was like, what type of music you do a lot? And he's like, a lot of bands, like a lot of like country. And I'm like, this is a whole different style of recording.
Yeah. It's great though, because really just changes how you think about stuff. Like,
yeah.
You know, with a lot of the music we record, like you're doing a lot of shit on the back end. Like you record the signal and then a lot of effects are applied and, you know, how can we make it sound cooler now? But with a lot of that shit, it's like, on the way in, it's got to sound as good as it can. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
So, like, how can we make this guitar, as he's playing it, sound dope? So, very different, like, engineering thought process. Mm-hmm. And just, like, very different vibe. Like, they'll work on a song for an hour, and for half of that just be talking about different parts, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I'm just kind of sitting there, like, but then when it's go time, like, it's go time.
Yeah. It's, like, it's definitely not like hip-hop where you're making a song in literally, like, 10 minutes.
No, exactly, yeah. They really put their time into shit. And also, like, we were there we did 5 days of recording and like 10 hours every day. So there's no rush, which is nice. Like, you know, when you're in a 4-hour session and that dude wants to record 6 songs in 4 hours and you're like,
there's no way.
Yeah. But with that, you know, we take a break, go get lunch, just chop it up for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah. And they're like 2 million monthly listeners. You know what I mean? Like they're doing their thing. They're on tour right now in Europe.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. They're killing it.
God damn. Yeah. That's fire.
Shout out Crumb.
That's fire. What's talking about Europe real quick, a travel story. What's like the most last minute like crazy you get a call and have you had any crazy experiences where you're like, oh, come to New York, you have to engineer for this person right now? Do you get a lot of those?
Yeah, definitely a couple New York calls. Nowhere longer than that because I can just drive to New York.
Yeah.
And it's like 3 hours to drive to where my parents live. So I drive there and then I just take a train into New York City. It's mad easy for me.
That's fire.
Yeah.
That's fire.
Definitely some like less than 24-hour New York calls. No flights on short notice yet.
No flights on short notice.
Yeah, like this LA trip was like knew in advance. They let me know and shit. The Airbnb all booked and stuff.
That's good.
Yeah. Nothing too crazy.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm hoping though. Hoping for not too last minute, but I'm hoping for some more trips.
Some of those.
Yeah.
Those would be fine.
Yeah, I'm definitely, like I said, when I went to LA, I loved it out there.
LA is fire.
Like you said, so many people doing what we're doing.
That's
a lot of studios, a lot of people trying to make music, a lot more eyeballs there. I'm definitely torn because part of me wants to like be out there like right now.
Yeah.
And part of me like wants to make things happen here. So it's tough.
It's tough in between. I feel like a lot of creatives are always in.
Yeah. Hear a lot of stories about people from Boston. I feel like going to LA and having either great things happen to them
or terrible things.
Yeah, but they tend to drift away from the Boston music scene.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of them bring it back though. Not a lot, but some of them do.
Yeah.
Some of them do, which is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a trip, man, though. It's a trip.
Seriously.
What are some like tips you'd give to people wanting to learn how to engineer though?
If you want to learn how to engineer, definitely get an internship at a studio. That's my first piece of advice. I didn't go to school for this or anything, and I know people who have. I think it's kind of a waste of money.
What did you go to school for?
Economics. Yep. But yeah, I just think like it's hard to learn this shit in a classroom. You know, you got to see it hands on and see what being an engineer is like day in, day out to learn. Be a good listener is a huge part of it. You know, my least favorite thing is when an intern tells me what I should be doing. Like, really? Oh, you know about how this compressor works.
Yeah,
Dude, tell me.
One of those.
Nerds.
Yeah.
You got one of those?
But like, no, the kid.
You good kid?
He goes to school for computer science.
Oh,
so
okay.
like, and he's been learning and learning for so long, and he's like just starting to like finally.
Yo, that motherfucker's smart as shit.
He is very smart.
He actually he teaches them shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like he does. I listen to him because my thing is like you can learn something from everyone.
Yeah, that's definitely true too.
Yeah,
no matter what, you could learn from a brick, bro.
But
like that ass, you could learn something from a brick.
Yeah.
I literally, so I'll sit there and I take what he has to say and I listen to like what he's going on. But like he's just been learning for so long, and now that he's starting to finally like apply it,
Put it together. Yeah.
It does sound good. I mean, like we don't use the same template because he's like, I don't know, he's
anti-slate.
No, not that he uses VMR, but he's anti.
Don't say compression on the track.
No. So he'll put like he's all about buses and like routing and stuff. So you know how we do all of our processing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and like
he's anti-processing on the track.
Yeah.
Well, he needs a talking to then, because he doesn't get how compression works.
He'll probably be watching this interview. He'll watch.
And that's what
do that.
I remember because that was one of the first things I asked you was like,
why do you have a VMR?
Yeah, I was like, why is there like all your processing on the track? And you like explained it to me and like, that was like, that makes so much sense.
Have you explained that to him?
I tried. I was like, well, you got to think too, because like, okay, you're processing before it hits the stereo.
Right.
So obviously it's going to sound a little better than it hitting the stereo and then doing like the processing. Mm-hmm. So like, that's just something I've tried to like tell them, but I'm like,
give me his number. I'll set him straight.
I'm just going to let you guys do your thing.
Yeah. I just think like, if you want to be an engineer, half of it is like the technical stuff and half of it is, are you somebody that people want to be in a room with for 8 hours? You know what I mean?
Facts.
Don't be an asshole. Don't be a weirdo. Don't smell bad.
True.
Take showers. Like, for real.
Yeah.
You don't want to walk into a room.
It smells like BO.
Yeah, and you're just like, I'm with this guy for 8 hours. Great. Great. Gotta deal with that.
Very true. Yeah. I also think, too, it's like, your ear for music. Like, if you don't have, like, a good... Well, it also depends on the client you're working for. Like, if I had zero ear for hip-hop, I could imagine, like,
Not always, though. I will say, because, like, this John didn't listen to any hip-hop before 2012.
Really?
First hip hop album he heard was Good Kid, Mad City.
What the
Wow.
fuck, bro?
John grew up playing in bands. John's like a crazy guitar
I gotta
player.
hit him up to get his
Wow,
interview.
that's crazy.
Yeah, he's coming back, I think, in April, so definitely try and
I'll tap in with him.
because he's
Busy,
need to
man.
lock in a date with him.
Busy man, bro.
But yeah, crazy good guitar player.
That's crazy.
And then like the hip hop shit happened because like that's what the client base was. But it is a good thing in a way because he's not going into it with any biases of like what hip hop sounds like. You know what I mean?
Very true.
So he's approaching it with like a different
Mindset.
perspective. Yeah. So
Very true.
yeah, it's not always not good or bad, but it's just not always bad to engineer outside of your like preferred genre.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely had to do it here and there, and like, I don't know, I just try to make it sound as best as possible. Like, I don't.
That's all you can.
Yeah. Like, really, I don't pay attention to like sometimes like the content. Sometimes I'm just like,
Right.
all right, it is what it is.
Yeah,
Like,
that's why I love working on songs in other languages.
I
it
had to
just
do
takes-
that for the first time the other day.
2 days ago.
And-
What language? Spanish?
Yeah, and it was thank God I had people sitting behind me that knew Spanish because
Why?
he was rapping
Uh-huh.
and he was punching in and punching out. So he was like, sometimes he'd go a little longer than like a
Right,
line or
right.
two, and he's like, "Okay, cut me after," blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, "Yo, someone help me out!" Like I have no idea like what
not
he's
funny.
saying,
Yeah,
and then so
Yeah.
that was a crazy experience because I had no idea what the kid was talking
Right,
about. Like,
and it takes you
at
out
all.
of that context of the song,
Yeah.
and you're just like, how does it sound?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, as an engineer, just do what sounds good. Period. There's no rules in this shit. There's no like, oh, you need to compress like this or EQ like this. Or somebody tells you that you need to do something, don't listen to them because you don't need to do anything. Like, there's things that work and they're guidelines, but there's no steadfast rules. You know, I could think of a situation where every rule could be broken. So
Yeah,
you
I
know.
mean it's art. Like I guess like,
exactly.
there's no right or wrong way to do it. Like as long as it sounds good.
Exactly. Nobody's gonna see the plugins. Nobody's gonna. Everyone's just gonna hear the song. So don't box yourself into that mindset of I have to do this because you
Yeah.
don't have to do anything. You know
Very
what I
true.
mean?
Very true.
Like, there's songs that sound great that have so much compression, Travis Scott, and then like there's stuff that has like zero compression on the vocals.
Yeah.
It sounds fantastic too,
Yeah.
and everything in between. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, just use your ears, trust them. That's one thing I like want to do. Like that appeals to me about analog mixing is not having visual feedback, because like you know how you guys have it too, with, like the screens in the booth where an artist can see Pro Tools
Yeah.
as they're recording. And like if I have a track zoomed in all the way, they'll be like, that looks so loud, I gotta redo it. And I'll zoom out and they'll be like, oh, never mind. You know what I mean? It's like having visual feedback can be a terrible thing
Yeah.
when you're making a song,
Yeah.
you know. So
That is true. Because I'll get numbers like I don't know. I'll even get like numbersy here and there. Where I'm just like looking like, oh, it should be hitting here. But then at the end of the day, it's
because you
like,
know, and like most of the time it's fine, but you're not using your ears to make a song.
Yeah.
I definitely am guilty of that too.
yeah.
That's why I like a board where you're just faders, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta
Need
save
one
up
of
a
those.
couple.
Yeah.
You know, we're just about to get some analog gear at Phoinex. I'm so excited.
Analog
and stuff.
shit.
Yeah, we got a Neve channel in our B room right now. We got this rack coming that's gonna have like 5 things going in the A
That's
room.
fire.
Yeah,
That's fire.
yeah. I'm not
That's
like,
best.
oh, analog sounds better, but just it's fun. Gives us some new tools to work with, and it looks dope.
Yeah.
Artists are
Analog
always
shit's
impressed by
crazy.
analog
Yeah,
gear.
Analog shit looks crazy. Analog
Yeah.
shit looks crazy.
But coming back, I've been thinking about like the thing you said about Boston and like seeing here and what needs to change. I think another thing is just like a lack of general knowledge. Like a lot of people don't know the difference between what mix and mastering is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit like that. They don't know like what it takes to get a song out. They don't know what a marketing plan looks like. They think making an Instagram post is marketing, and then they're done. You know what I mean?
No.
No,
And like just changing that mindset of like, okay, we're a city where people are taking their music seriously, and yeah, just like doing things the right way.
I feel like if everyone does things the right way, that would really like make a huge difference. Like even little things like artists pulling up to a session with a hard drive. Like I've only seen
Yeah.
probably like 4 people do that, and it's like, bro, if I was an artist, I would have every single project on a hard drive, making sure by the time I left the studio, put the shit on, I'd have a copy of it and another copy of it. Like, because say fucking our computer shits to bed, y'all computer shits to
Right.
bed, we are not responsible
or
for
you're
your
just somewhere
songs.
else and you want to work on the song.
Yeah,
You're,
like literally anything. So you don't
waiting
have to.
for the engineer to send it or whatever.
Yeah,
You know what I
like-
mean? And like, yeah, that shit's huge. When I see an artist pull up a beat on YouTube that has like 500,000 views,
God, bro.
like, dog,
what are your thoughts on, as a producer, on people using YouTube beats? Like, especially for artists that you have, you could look in the indirect sneak this, but motherfuckers that be recording on YouTube beats, even though they'll literally be sitting there, have a producer that can make them whatever the fuck sounding beat they want. What are your thoughts on people like that? That's still. What do you think their thought process is behind it?
It's easier. I definitely think a lot of artists are scared of working with a producer because a lot of artists aren't that versatile. They have one flow, they have one sound. So like if they have a producer pull up and he makes a beat and it's not perfect for them, you know what I mean? Whereas they know they can just look through 20 beats on YouTube in 5 minutes and find one that they're like, oh, I could do my flow on this. So I definitely see like the value that YouTube beats add. I just hate when people go about it the wrong way. Like, if you do a beat that has 500,000 views, a lot of songs have already been made to that beat. So what are you doing? Like I've recorded on the same beat 3 times in one day.
Jesus. Yeah. No, we did that shit with the beatbox shit, bro. Beatbox challenge.
Yeah, that is true.
It was like 6 people recorded on the beatbox shit within the week. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, it's like, what are we doing here?
Literally.
Like, is this original? Is this like useful? And then on top of that, people not paying for shit gets me tight. Yeah. But I definitely think more artists working with like producers, whether in person or just like locally, is super important. Hit up my boy Mackie. He's got the fire beats.
Mackie's drums are crazy, bro.
Every time.
Mackie's drums, Mackie be like, I don't even know. Dude's a little.
But it does suck too. Like artists will come get the YouTube beat and they won't have like for instance, my last project. I'm not gonna lie, I'm guilty to it. It was all YouTube beats, but I had.
You brought the stems though.
I brought stems for every song.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it.
And I had I'm like, all right, I want shit reproduction wise, like I had shit reproduced.
Yeah, and that's the way to do it. That's why there is a way to use YouTube beats.
Yeah.
It's just like if you're lazy about it and you pull up that little TJ Payne beat, that everybody else pulled up. Like,
yeah.
Come on. That was dude. So Lil TJ came to Phoenix.
I don't know that.
Yeah. It was a interesting time. Stayed up all night with him. He just was wired. I don't know what he was on. Didn't get tired. Like he was like making fun of me because I was tired. I was like, "Yeah, I'm good, bro." Like recording. He's like laughing. He's just good to go all night.
Yeah. Jesus.
But he was like looking. He was on the computer, like looking. I don't know why. I think he might have been looking at YouTube beats actually, because big artists do that too.
Yeah.
And he was in Finder and he typed in his name, and all these little TJ type beats popped up, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, yeah, bro.
He didn't know that?
Well, I think obviously knew there's little TJ type beats, but it was like so many little TJ type beats. And he's like, people are just using all these? I was like, yeah. And he was like, damn. That's crazy. Imagine, you know what I mean? You see like Nick's type beats.
Yeah.
You'd be like, but like a whole thing of them. Yeah. You'd be like, whoa.
Jesus Christ, bro. That's mad funny though.
Yeah.
If you could be like one artist, doesn't have to be a Boston artist, mainstream artist.
Kanye West. He's my favorite of all time.
Bro,
Gotta say it. Yeah.
Kanye is.
I don't love the recent stuff, but still, like.
How do you feel about the Donda 1 and the Donda 2?
I like Donda 1. I've listened to some shit from Donda 2, like somebody sent me, but it sounded unfinished. Donda 1 also sounded a little unfinished.
The new version didn't, but. Did you hear the new?
Of Donda 2?
They of Donda 1.
They re-uploaded?
They re-uploaded it like a while ago.
Okay, I probably heard that. I still feel like it's a little sloppy, but there's just moments from Kanye where I'm like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Like, so good.
Yeah.
It's just like nobody else hits like that for me. I've been really fucking with Amine a lot recently. I would love to mix him because like he's on this interesting wave right now. It's like kind of housey.
I gotta listen to some
and like
because I used to listen to him in high school a lot.
Yeah, he's like really changed a lot. Like
that's crazy.
The new sound he's on is super interesting. I think it'd be super fun to work on shit like that. And then like I said, like the indie pop shit. Want to work with more bands for sure. Not a lot of bands in Boston.
Yeah, no.
Not a lot of bands looking to record.
Not really. Yeah. Not really at all.
Like, so if you could name like at the moment like your top 5 like favorite artists, who would you have to go with?
Like, just generally speaking?
Just generally speaking. Or bands / bands.
Gotta put Kanye in there.
Yeah.
Definitely Frank Ocean.
Yeah, fire.
I love Frank. Blonde's top 3 album for me.
You a Weeknd fan?
Yeah, but not like that big. Crazy. You know what I mean? There's like songs I really like from After Hours, but I'm not like
crazy big on.
Yeah. I definitely like The Weeknd though. Kanye, Frank. I don't know. I listen to a lot of old music that I love. Like this dude Henry Mancini, might be Mancini. I don't know if you guys know who he is.
Yeah.
Scored a lot of movies. He did like the Pink Panther theme.
Oh, all right.
And you know the song Moon River?
No.
I'm not even gonna sing it. But, very like famous old song from Breakfast at Tiffany's. But he did all those songs. But he like released albums that are just like some of the most beautiful instrumental music. I listen to that shit a lot. Like Live Strings is like, oh my god,
Sound beautiful.
Yeah, I love Live Strings. The synth strings never hit for me, so I might have to put him in there. I don't know. It's tough to think on the spot.
Yeah, that's a tough
you know
one.
what I mean? It's tough.
That's a tough one.
What about you guys? Who you guys listen to?
I could actually tell you right now because I have Tidal. I have Tidal, so it literally tells me my top 5 streamed artists like on the spot. So right now,
mine will probably be like Weeknd, Kanye, X.
Okay, so this is for
XXX.
I'll go based off February.
I love X. Bro, I found random story because I've never told this on fucking the podcast. My brother went to high school with X, so I got X's song sent to me when Vice City came out. His 3rd song, I got that shit sent to me when X had like 7,000 SoundCloud followers.
That's crazy.
So I literally witnessed that dude's like whole entire fucking blow up. My brother actually. Nah, it doesn't matter. My brother fucked one of the same girls as him. They're Eskimo brothers. I remember he called me when X blew up. He's like, yo, I fucked this bitch at X fuck. I'm like, what the fuck, bro?
That's not funny.
Yeah, so top 5
X
from February.
Yeah, dude. The song with Maddox. Maddox.
Get money. You a Juice WRLD fan?
Oh my god, yes. Flaws and Sins was my most listened to song.
That is the best Juice WRLD song in the fucking world. Yo, that is the best. That and Let Me Know I like. Let Me Know is fire.
Let Me Know. Feeling I love too.
Bro, Juice.
Yeah, Flaws and Sins. Oh my god.
That song.
I was trying to make a beat like that forever.
Why the fuck, bro? I swear to God, I forget who I was saying this to. I hope rappers don't die this year. Like,
yeah,
because
for real,
shit's been too much of a fucking trend.
So many
that shit happening, bro. All the most talented motherfuckers.
Yeah, Mac might be in my top 5 right now too.
I be forgetting about Mac, bro. Mac.
Yeah.
That Thug song. That was last year.
Oh, the song the last song on Thug's album.
Yeah, was that this year or last year?
Yeah, that was like a couple months ago.
Maybe
end of 2021.
So that was like my favorite song of last year.
Really? That shit. I hated it because the auto tune was like low key in the wrong key. So
that shit was crazy.
You know, as an engineer, I just couldn't get past that. Yeah. I just like there was like a couple of notes he's hitting where I was like, I like the song, but his auto tune was in the wrong key.
Low perfectionist, yeah.
No, Mac was like all summer I was listening to Mac, and then it's actually weird. I just stopped smoking weed and I stopped listening to Mac. Like,
funny how it works like that.
You can't listen to Mac Miller not high.
But no, fucking
Circles. Oh my god.
Yeah, that whole album was crazy.
Bro, I got hip to Mac like 2 months before he died. My friend just started playing me Mac Miller. I just started listening. And it was the same shit except with X with him. Like we don't show each other artists anymore because I showed him X died, and he showed me Mac, and then Mac died. And
that's
we were like,
spooky.
bro. And Juice he showed me too, and Juice died after. Yeah, there's a bunch of Juice died a while after, but a little paranoid shit with that.
That shit is so sad, bro.
I know,
all
bro.
of them.
Like,
so who else is in your top 5?
Oh, my top 5 from last month was Chris Brown at number 1.
Okay.
I'm a huge
on the R&B shit.
Yeah. Kyle, which I don't know if you listen to Kyle.
That's so random.
I remember Kyle.
Kyle's last project was fire.
That's so
It's
random.
on like some more like funk shit.
Oh, interesting.
It was actually like really cool. I really liked it. 3 was Trey Songz. 4 was Lil Skies and 5 was Lil Durk. So I guess I'm kind of all over the place. But
it's really like R&B and hip hop.
All over the place.
But Kyle's last project, it was like out of the blue too, because I used to listen to him in high school, and then I thought his last album was kind of trash. But this last album, he came different. And I was like, wow, this is cool.
I haven't listened to Kyle in a minute.
Yeah.
Since like 2016.
Yeah, since like I Spy. But
Yep, exactly.
But nah, that was top 5 right now. Chris Brown's been like he's my literally my biggest.
Yeah, people who are Chris Brown fans are like Chris Brown fans.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm a Chris Brown.
You're not
fan.
like a low key Chris Brown fan. Like that's that doesn't exist.
That doesn't exist at all.
Bro, I can't hear fucking I'll tell that story off camera. I can't hear Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? I can't hear Chris Brown without thinking about funny studio story after. I'll tell you.
Nah, Chris Brown is like, it's crazy too, cause like I don't know, when I watched the documentary on him and like the whole Rihanna thing, like he straight up like admits he's like, you know, he did the wrong thing or whatever, but like him and Rihanna ended up like mutual friends after all that, and that's like what people like. Okay, yes, you did fuck up and you totally admitted that, but they're like mutual now and like they have like a close friendship and stuff like that, and it's just like I don't think people like realize
really?
that. Like,
yeah, I did not know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I had no idea about that shit. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Like Jay-Z was like, because I remember they pulled up to a show together after all this had happened, and Jay-Z pulled Chris to the side, was like, yo, like if you fuck up again, like shit's gonna happen. And Chris was like, nah, like that's not gonna happen. Yeah, that documentary was really cool.
Damn. I want to watch that shit. How long is this at? Damn, we've been talking for a minute, goddamn.
What are we at?
An hour and 10 minutes. I didn't even realize.
What time is it?
Shit, it's 10 o'clock. Shit. All right. All right. We'll wrap this up so we'll do like 2 more questions so we could chat off camera and shit. Yeah. But what are some like big like goals you got with this shit?
Man, my main goal is I just want to work on music that I'm really proud of and that other people connect with. That's the overarching goal that guides everything I do. I want to make music for like the 7th grade version of myself.
That's fire.
That's it. I just want to make some shit that he would be proud of.
That's gas.
And then just, you know, more specific shit to get there along the way. Whether that's through Phoinex Down or on my own. That's what I'm thinking about every day. That's what gets me going.
That's fire.
Yeah.
7th grade. Proud of yourself. That's like some of the realest shit.
That is
I feel like
some of the realest shit.
Yeah, like, because that's how I be thinking too. And I feel like somebody has said that on this podcast, but I don't think someone has. But that's just one of like the realest statements. That's why all of us do this, I feel like.
Yeah. Like, I just want to make that kid proud. You know what I mean? Fuck anything else.
That's gas. Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Why do you do what you do, though? Obviously, you just said to make yourself proud and stuff, but like, what do you love so much about music?
It just... When I was younger, I definitely went through, like, weird periods, like, in middle school and shit, where I, like, didn't have a lot of friends or some shit like that. And music was just always the thing that, like, took me out of my head or what I was going through, you know what I mean? Like, there was a long period of time, like, years on years, where I listened to an album every night before I went to bed. Every night, yeah.
Damn.
And that, yeah. Like, I didn't fully, like, appreciate my relationship with music when I was younger, but... It just, nothing did it for me like music did. I also loved movies. It was music and movies. Sure, yeah. I started like took a bunch of film classes in high school and like made a lot of like short movies.
So you used to be a camera dude?
Yeah, before I really got into the music shit. Yeah, took the opposite, the reverse Tange, reverse Andros. But yeah, and like I had a deep love for movies too. But music, a huge part of it was definitely like the practicality. Like I, download FL Studio, flip it on my laptop, and I could make music. Like, what?
Yeah.
Crazy. Couldn't do that 20 years ago.
That's facts.
So,
I couldn't imagine what it would be like trying to do all this shit.
I gotta talk to people. I'm actually working with this band now. Just mixing though, not recording. They're all in their 60s. They were banned in the 80s.
Jesus.
And somehow somebody heard their music. Some like DJ who's connected and wants to like help them like push their old music. So we're like remixing it. Which is hilarious. And it's like the most 80s thing ever.
Jesus Christ.
They're called Black Axes. But
you be working with a lot of bands.
I try. But they're like used to what studios were like in the 80s, and it's the funniest shit. Like, he had me writing down what track everything was on Pro Tools. I was like, it doesn't matter, bro. Like, it's in the computer. Like, it's not like, you know what I mean? And shit like that. And they're like, wait, what? And like, none of them know how to work their phones. It's like the funniest thing. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Good thing we don't. Not good thing, but if we had someone like that come into our studio, they'd probably be so much more confused. Because your guys look more like,
even still.
Recording studio.
Yes, but I think a lot of, maybe it's because of the nature of a lot of the music we work on, like hip-hop, R&B shit, whatever. I think Phoinex Down still gets shaded by people in the city, which we'll talk about more maybe off camera, but for not being like a true music studio.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard people say that.
Not people that we wouldn't know. but people who
like older people and stuff.
maybe run certain award shows.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
I know who you're talking
Yeah. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. On that note, any last words?
Happy to be here, man. I'm thankful for these guys.
Hey.
Super.
Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, appreciate you guys having me for real. Definitely got to do more stuff together.
Definitely.
No, that's a fact. We're going to talk right after this.
Hell yeah.
We're going to talk right after this and play some shit.
Hell yeah.
But say your Instagram, too, so they can follow you on Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram is josh.schuback, SCHUBACK. Check me out there. And, yeah, check me out at Phoinex Down.
Yes, sir. Shout out Phoinex Down.
Shout out Do Over Don't.
Shout out
Doing
Mackie.
it.
Hey. But appreciate you coming on, yo.
Hell yeah,
Appreciate
man.
you
Thank
coming
you,
on.
guys.
Purple World, episode 23. This was a long one, but a good one. We will catch you.
The Jordan
on the next
episode.
one. The Jordan. 23, I didn't even realize that shit. Hey, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Okay, my fan base been waiting on me. I'm getting lit cause every day somebody hating on me. Just threw another chain, another bracelet on me. Bitch